What is up, guys? So today we've got a couple things to do here, one of which is this big guy. It's a propane water heater, and then we also have a little faucet to repair. I'm probably going to split it up into two videos, so you may end up seeing this intro twice. Okay, so here is the water heater that we will be replacing today. Propane, it's leaking a little bit. You can see the top is pretty crummy here. Definitely leaking. If you look over here, you can see where it's been running down the side. Obviously the floor is a little bit wet, so we'll get this one swapped out. All right, so let us hook up the transfer pump. Okay. Let us shut this off. We'll turn the gas cock off. We'll shut our regulator off, and then we'll come over here and we'll turn the gas cock off. Prime our pump. Turn the cold water off. And now we have to find an outlet, which is over there. Hopefully we can reach. It looks like we should be able to. Relieve the vacuum. I think. If not, we'll just cut these. That's good and warm. At least the flue looks pretty new, which is good. Give you that and take out to the truck. You want to grab the hand truck off the truck and bring that down. One thing I wanted to point out is this water heater is old enough that they didn't put dielectric fittings on the top. Now it comes standard from the factory with dielectric nipples so that you don't have this kind of corrosion happening between the steel tank and the copper pipe. So this is definitely an older tank. It doesn't say on here specifically. You could probably find out by the serial number, but being at it's 1998, I bet you it's somewhere in the 90s that this tank is, so it's definitely seen its time. Wow, that had some serious tension on it. Okay. That should just sneak by, I think. Maybe I'll turn it sideways. I'll turn it sideways so we don't run into that. And then we wait for it to drain. You see there's this solder drape right there, but where I have that mark and where the stopper is on the coupling, definitely there. So it makes it, but boy does it just make it. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Almost empty. There it is. Tip it in just a little bit. Get the last little bit of water out of it. And then we shut it off. You want to shut this off before you shut the pump off, otherwise the water that's in the hose will run back. Okay. And you kink your hose, disconnect it so that the water doesn't come pouring back out, because there is some head pressure here. And then you bring it out to drain it out. Pass that off to you. Okay. Bring the hand truck over. We'll walk this over. I think I have to move some sediment. Okay, and out we go. Okay. Don't want to forget this. Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Put our draft collar there. And let's get some of this sludge out of the way here. That's nice. I'm sure that helped the old tank some. All right. Let's take some of these blocks and we'll put it up. Put it up like the boiler is up. New one is also shorter, so this may help with the flue. Smoke pipe. All right. Square it up with the chimney. There we go. Clear. All right. Take that. And grab it by the drain. Let's see about plopping this up and okay. Sneak it under our smoke pipe there. Move the blocks out a little bit. Like that. Just like that. That should be pretty good. This I think we can bring out a little bit to be able to hit our new flue location. These we're going to have to do a little bit of an offset, but that shouldn't be too bad. So this is a draft collar. You don't want to hook these vents up or these exhaust flue piping up to the top of the heater directly. You need to have the collar so that you can have air or draft being sucked up underneath it. So we will put this, there are slots in the top of the heater here that these feet go into. And this will go on top. We're going to have to cut a little bit off of this, I think, because we're kind of back pitched here. So we'll peel this off, go get the cutter. Okay, so let us hopefully be able to. Sometimes these don't like starting. There we go. All right. There we go. Get these things out of the way here. All right. I think we're good to go there. Dope up the nipples. And as you can see on this new one, it's got these dielectric nipples already in there from the factory. They didn't come with them originally. And then the manufacturer started shipping the dielectric nipples with the tanks, but guys were not installing them. So the manufacturers decided just to install them themselves. All right, then we'll take our adapters, thread them on, grab our adjustable, snug them down. Might actually not even need a coupling over here. I might just be able to use a 45. That'd be interesting. Actually, that'd be pretty good. Save a fitting, save a joint. Okay. Now we'll put that in there. Put that like that. Cut a similar length. All right. Let's make sure that. There we go. That's better. Put that like that. And we just need a length that's about like that.
Brain actually didn't take the brunt of it. My neck did. So this line is cracking. It's almost, the sound is almost
okay. So that is the hot side. Let's get that all pressed in here. Start up here. Make sure we're good and in. Oh, I got it, okay. All right, make sure we're in. Saw a pretty good technique. So on these press fittings here, if you just take it off, you end up with like a little sharp nub on the back here. But if you roll it as you take it off, it'll round that nub over. We're in. Last fitting. Okay, hold side over here. Just go right up and on like that. Oh. Do a close fitting. That should just be able to sneak right in there. Beautiful. And we'll just go like this. Actually, I'm going to turn this around. Like that, like that. You want to go grab the mega bubble? And don't hit your head this time.
What's that? What's the mega bubble?
The leak detector. Okay. that in there like that. We will go through and tighten up our joints. Well, that sounds like it's got pretty good pressure. Listen to that. While it's filling, we'll go ahead and put our blowdown tube on. Actually, I'll just take the male adapter off for right now. Take the male adapter and just spin that on. Some guys, dope this up and do all that, but it's a blowdown tube, so A, there's going to be no pressure on it. Its only function is to really redirect the water down, and as long as 98% of that water is going down, it's fine, and ultimately you're going to end up seeing it on the ground anyway, so if this leaks a little bit, well, you're blowing it out anyway all over the ground, so there's no real reason to get too crazy with these things. Unless, of course, you're in some application where you're going to be redirecting it out completely, and you're like on a third floor and this gets all hooked up somewhere else, then yeah, I can understand it. But if you're in a basement like this for the most part and you're just blowing it out onto the floor, there's no reason to get carried away. Okay, now it's time to do the gas, the part everybody gets scared about. But ultimately, if you're good at making joints up with your water, there's really nothing to be scared about with the gas. I'm going to reuse the flare fitting that was with this because the faces of the flare on the pipe and on the fitting, they match, so it's going to be close. And then this, we'll just dope this up and then check it to make sure that it's not leaking. Dope this up. Alright, we'll thread this on. See about holding back here on this regulator. Sometimes it can be difficult. Especially once the fitting starts going in. It seems to slip off quite a bit. One thing you never want to use on gas is a compression fitting. You either want to use threads or a flare fitting. A compression fitting will not hold the gas back. It will leak. You'll have some very serious issues. Okay, then we take our gas approved pipe dope for sealing surfaces. You can read the back and make sure that it is good for gas. You also see us use this on drainage, but it works for gas too. And you also, when you get a new tank, you want to make sure, if you have a propane tank, to specify getting a propane water heater for your replacement, because they come natural gas standard, so propane separate regulator and everything, and you want to make sure you get the right one, because you can't use a natural gas regulator with propane or vice versa. Bring our gas up, make sure we don't have any cobwebs or anything in there. They look good. Put the flare nut on there. Hold back at the regulator again. And then we'll tighten it down. You just have to snug it down. Don't have to go overboard with it. Then we'll turn on our gas cock again. Put gas to it. And we'll spray down our joints and Look to see if any bubbles are being made. No bubbles yet, so that's good. We'll see once we purge it out and get the burner lit. This one has an electronic starter, it looks like, so you push this in and it should click once, to get the pilot lit. But first, let's bleed the air out. So, to do that, oh, well, we already got water there, so that's pretty good. So let's turn the hot on. Check for leaks up here. I don't see any leaks, so that's good. So then we'll come back down here. We're in the off position, so then we want to move to pilot, and then you push this in, and that will allow gas to pass through. And then you push on this, it should make a little spark in there, light the pilot, and then you have to hold this red button in until the pilot heats up the thermocouple in there. Once the thermocouple gets heated up, it will send a little millivolt back to the regulator here to tell it that it is heated up, the pilot is lit, and then it will tell this regulator to stay on and keep that pilot lit. So then you can turn it to your settings for heat. Vacation is just to maintain it a little bit warm, then you can low, hot, and then you have up to very hot. So let's get the pilot lit. Pull this off so that we can look in the little sight window here, little sight glass. Let's see if we can't get you in there. I'll turn the flash off or the light off so that you can hopefully see that pilot light up a little bit better here. There's that pilot. And then there's a thermocouple in there that flame is touching. And once that heats up, it will tell that pilot to stay lit. Again, if you release it too soon, the pilot goes out. So you want to hold down that red button, light the pilot, and keep holding it for about 30 seconds to a minute. And you can release that button. That thermocouple is satisfied, so it's telling the regulator that it is sensing a flame and that it can stay on. And that's just a safety feature so that if the pilot were to blow out from wind or something like that, it won't just keep pumping gas into the basement or wherever this is located. So, with the pilot lit now, we can then turn it to an on position, and then because the tank is cold, you will see that the main burner comes on. Turn that off again. You can see the pilot is lit, and then when we turn it on to tell it that it needs to heat up, you'll see that main burner come on. We don't see any orange tips of the flame, so we're burning good. We have the correct pressure, correct regulation. That's a good looking flame. It will heat this tank up in no time. Okay, and I still don't see any bubbles. We'll take our detection fluid, our bubbling fluid, put it on there, look for any little bubbles. I don't see any, so I think we're good here. With that being good, we'll give this a little bit of time to heat up. One thing I do want to show you is, if you notice, with a cold tank, when the flame starts, it's going to create condensation at first. So the flame might get a little orange like this as the water that's forming on the outside of the tank drips off of it and onto the burner. Eventually, once the tank is warm, it will no longer condensate on the outside of the tank or on the bottom of the tank, and that will go away. So this is a pretty normal situation with a new tank, a cold tank, when you first start it up. Now, because this is gas, I'm not going to leave it until it shuts off and goes through at least one cycle. Make sure that the regulator is doing what it's supposed to, comes up to a good temperature, and then shuts off. Right now it's been about maybe 5-10 minutes, and I can already feel that it is heating up at the nipple here. The relief valve isn't warm quite yet, so we still have a little bit to go, but things are looking good so far. Okay, final piece of the puzzle. Putting our name on it. Voila. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Everything heated up, the burner shut off as it should. Everything's nice and warm. I'm speeding through this because the mic's about to die. But everything is looking good, so this tank should be good for the foreseeable future. No leaks, no nothing. We double checked the gas to make sure that that's good. No funky smells. We should be in good shape. All right, the mic died on us, but the old heater is in the back. That'll do it for this one. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, and you liked the video, please remember to leave a like down below. Please comment. I always get a kick out of reading those. Let me know if I did something crazy. And please subscribe. I would much appreciate that. So until the next time, thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Whoa. The things I do for you guys.